A young grown-up, a mother, a father, checks their phone 85 times a day and spends in an average, about 5 hours on the phone. Hello, my name is Marion Hopfgartner. I'm an educationalist, the founder of TLI Pedagogics and a board member of the Lilac Academy. Today I invite you to think together with me through the process of bonding between a parent and a child in regard to digitalization and what digital media is doing and what can happen on the way of bonding. For this, I'd like to introduce to you the idea of independence and the process of a parent to help a child to become independent. In our TLI pedagogic system, we know that from the moment the child is born, with the cutting of the umbilical cord, the way of independence started. And it goes step by step by step till the child is 18, or let's better say 21 years, when it should have reached its independence and live an independent, competent life. And this way is what we as parents or as educators are children helping to understand, to guide along the way so that they can reach this certain point of independence. Let's speak about the digital devices and the parenting in the very early years. So if you have a toddler around you, or even if you have a 6-month-old baby, I'd like to introduce the idea of the secure haven to you. It's a haven like where the ships, the harbor, which should be secure, where you can rest. And this is what the parent symbolizes for the child. So the child starts crawling away. It goes and explores the world, which is very important because the child needs to understand the world and needs to understand how to behave in the world. But then at a certain point, there's something happening. Can be a noise, can be another person, can be someone strange, something strange. The very little baby, 6 months, 8 months old baby, feels insecure. It turns around and goes back to the secure haven. This is the grown-up, the parent, the harbor. There it rests. It also starts to feel secure again. Emotions are regulated, as the child cannot regulate the emotions in the first years themselves. When the child feels secure, it starts the way of exploring again. The older the child becomes, the longer the time of experience and exploration, and the more it stays out and does not come back to the grown-up, the longer the time also. So let's say there's a young mom, a young dad. They are going with the child to a playground, there's a sandbox or any of these things, and the child is sitting there playing, and it seems like the child doesn't need one. So for that reason, it's like this, that the adults sometimes think, okay, I'm bored. So what do? They go on their smartphone, they go on their digital device. Their eyes focuses here, they read, and you know how it is when you focus on that. At a certain point, you miss out that actually 10 minutes, 15 minutes are gone. So by that, focusing here, they don't really recognize what's happening with the child here. So let's say another child is coming and want to play with that child, or wants to have something, or wants to take away something from the child. So the child starts to feel insecure. It looks to the parent, but the parent is concentrated on the phone and does not recognize this situation. So in this moment, the child does not become the needed help, the needed assistance, the needed guidance on how to deal with this situation. It does not have so many possibilities yet on how to act on this situation, and needs the grown-up to help them to find different ways of how to approach another child or how to work out a problem with another human being. Secondly, the child feels insecure and there is no one who helps the child to be stable, emotionally stable, and feel secure. Security and survival are very close connected, and at a minimum needs that the child then has. He wants to feel secure, he wants to survive. This happening more often causes also in the bonding between the parent and the child some insecurity. So the bond that is connecting the two and which is helping the parent to guide the child along the process of growing up becomes an insecure one. It becomes the idea that I can't rely on the grown-up. And for that also, the child sometimes does not really feel centered or secure or stabilized by the grown-up person. So in a secure relationship between the adult and the child, we can see that the child can sit down, can relax because the child feels secure, and for that it needs, for relaxation, it needs the feeling of being secure, being taken care, that there is no danger. It relaxes and then it starts playing, and through that play it learns. When the child does not feel secure, it cannot emotionally settle. Sometimes it does not sit down. It just runs around, is all over the place. And in that situation, the brain cannot learn. So how well information can be taken and learned and studied, as well as how centered a child is, how calm a child is, how receptive a child is very much also connected on the bonding theory, on the possibility or on the ability to bond with the adult or with the grown-up. And that is very much dependent on the child knowing, I can rely on this person. So these are some ideas that I want to give to you, which are very new to us because it's only a decade that we are really very deeply into digital devices and using them so much also in our private lives that it really starts to influence our private lives and the way how we as a family, as a society live together. And we all have not really a lot of information on it, so it's no one's fault if such things happen. If you see this as a mother and a father, that you don't feel bad, but that you recognize that there's more and not just a digital device and a child that is playing. And this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to point out certain ideas which you can then observe, and if you find them needful for your life and useful for your parenting, then please introduce it and use it in your daily life. One point I'd like to make for you, which is really also very important, is what I don't want you to do, or what is not meant by what I say, is that you constantly are very close to your child and you don't allow your child to explore the world on his or her own, because this is creating a way too strong bond where the child is feeling imprisoned and has to free itself by fighting. What I mean is that you allow the child to distance her or himself as far as the child wants. And when you observe your child, you will see, as you're the mom or the dad, you surely see, now your child is starting to feel insecure. And this is the moment when you can speak to your child, address your child, go there and see what's going on and help your child to stabilize. And when you see your child is secure again, you distance yourself again. And this is kind of like also rubber band, which you stretch and comes back, kind of the approach how you can help your child to do what he or she can do on their own, but be there when it needs you. If you find this video useful, please do not forget to share it with moms and dads around you so that they also can have some of the benefits and the knowledge on it. It's not my idea to tell you what is right and what is wrong. I actually don't like that because things change, life changes, situation changes, and all of it is very much in a flow and in a movement. But sometimes it's good to have someone who helps a little bit on the way, giving some ideas on what is influencing your relationship with your child. And this is where I see my work. I wish you a good day and I hope I see you again at the next video. If you want to know when we put the next video up, don't forget to press the like button and the bell. Then you will be notified and know when something new is coming. See you soon. Wish you a good day.